All right, new Sombra's been in the game for 2 weeks. I'm curious what people's perception is, because I have a pretty firm opinion of how I feel about her in the ranked games I play in GM1 lobbies, top 500 lobbies, but I don't know how the community's feeling, because I've seen some Reddit posts where people are really complaining how strong she is, but I have the opposite opinion. I think she's like okay. I don't think she's awful, but I don't think she's like overpowered at all, believe it or not. Now, we checked back the director's blog from Aaron Keller last week. The data checks out. The stats they revealed was that Sombra does better at lower ranks and tapers off and flattens out around masters. I think that makes sense based on her playstyle. The #1 counter to Sombra is awareness. If you hear her on stealth and she shoots a virus, it's a damage over time. The higher the rank you are, the better people are at responding. And because supports are more, I wouldn't like overpowered or have a huge healing creep, they can offset it. So some people are really confused on how to deal with her, but realistically as Ana, you just have to nade yourself, try to nade her, try to sleep her. BAP, regen burst, already ruins her entire 100-0 combo. The BAP lamp as well, Brig, heal pack, instantly put your shield up. Illari, pylon, Kiriko, Suzu, Weaver, platform, life grip, jump up. Lucio, Lucio's a little tougher because he falls off the wall if he gets hacked and virused. And I don't think his aura works, but like Lucio should be slippery enough that hopefully the Sombra doesn't go for him right away. Or if you're aware as a Lucio, you're ready to 180 boop maybe when she's in hack range. Mercy, a little bit more screwed, but Mercy doesn't have that many tools to fight back really. She just flies away, and if she's hacked, she can't fly. So she's a little weaker against it, sure. Moira, you just get counter sucked, and maybe Zen loses to it. So most supports do pretty well against Sombra. The only times I've been screwed from Sombra were like a complete dive team where it was Doomfist, Sombra, Tracer. The 2 times I got stomped by a Sombra comp. Every other time I played against a Sombra player who's like either A, learning her, or B, filling her in a non-Sombra built composition in the higher ranks has not been deadly enough for me to like worry, to be honest with you. There's a lot of Sombras who just randomly pick her in a composition that isn't built around her, like to play the Tracer role, but it's just a weaker version of Tracer. And I think the stats make sense because if you think about old Sombra's playstyle, it was the complete opposite, where the lower rank Sombras in the old Sombra did worse, and the high rank Sombras did better because of the team hack, the opportunist for the 1 clip, and the EMP being easier to build and did more damage at the time, 40%. The new Sombra is better at low ranks because the virus into a couple of shots is an easy like 200-0 combo for most heroes, and people in lower ranks are not aware, they don't turn around fast enough, and they can't respond, and then they just die. But in the high ranks, they survive. And then in the high ranks, because now the EMP is nerfed a little bit, that whole team ultimate, like team fight win potential where everyone's go, go, go is gone. So they've kind of just like had an inverse effect. So lower rank players are enjoying her, higher ranks, she's not as potent, but I think the overall win for Sombra is that she's more fun. And that's a big thing. Also in high rank, she's easy to chase down, especially like if you know she can't just like get out of jail for free, the get out of jail free card, she can't run, and get out of danger completely. Now, high-ranked old Sombra were able to TP out at good times and still have good EMP tempo, but then bad Sombras on the old version were never building EMP because their downtime was too high. They TP out and take like 6 minutes to build an EMP because they just take a little bit of damage. Oh, took a little bit of poke, I'm out. And then they just spend half the time running around in stealth without applying map pressure. So, if the game direction was to give Sombra a more clear, well, more strength in lower ranks, but less in the high ranks, they accomplished that. That's for sure. And that's how I think she plays in actual games. Now, the actual design of her rework, I think the stealth still feels a little awkward, I'm going to be honest with you, with the timing, but it does feel kind of nice to get instant stealth the moment you throw your translocator away. I think the translocator still feels a little awkward, but one thing that people should do and turn on is immediately go into the options for Sombra, turn disable translocator camera lock and put, or not disable, turn it on to on. It's default off. It allows you to throw the translocator and look down, and then you're already ready to go. Because without it, you'll like, if you want to move your crosshairs and you throw the translocator, it snaps you forward again, because it'll like point your crosshair to the direction where you threw it. So if I look here, throw the translocator here, it'll always force me to look up. But if I want to like throw it up and get my hack ready mid-air, I'm already looking down. It's quicker. It helps the fluidity. I don't know of any Sombras who have this setting off. I think it shouldn't be off by default. I think it should be on by default and then have people opt in to turn it off if they really don't like it. There's a small moment where you can't move the camera, and I think that's something that's important for her. Stealth feels a little awkward randomly where you don't know when it goes in or out, but you know, the stealth itself, I don't think it's bugged anymore with objectives. Make sure you kick yourself out of stealth and you won't go back into stealth until you're off the objective. That's a myth we busted a while ago. And Virus behaves a little interestingly. I think Virus is a cool ability. It's more punishing in low ranks. People don't respond to the damage. I actually think they could probably make it a little bit easier to tell when you're virused. In the heat of the moment, I don't know if you guys get, you know, hit by something. It's the elements around your screen do tell you you're hacked, but it's not as obvious. For at least for me, that's what I find. Like I was fighting someone, I'm like, oh fuck, I was hacked or I was virused the whole time and I didn't really realize because I was getting hit by 6 different things. The ability itself is decent. It just doesn't behave like other dots. So one thing that's interesting with Sombra's damage over time with Virus is it's not the same as like Ash's Dynamite, because Ash's Dynamite gets amplified through Baptiste's window while Virus doesn't, with like damage boost or nano boost. Sorry, with damage boost from Mercy, for example. If you have to pre-boost the Dynamite, if you throw the Dynamite and it ticks and you damage boost from Mercy afterwards, I don't think the ticks afterwards from Dynamite do extra damage, but Virus's does. It's a behavioral programmatic difference in Overwatch 2 compared to Overwatch 1. Hack feels the same, and EMP is the same too, although it is a lot weaker, which is why she isn't as good in high ranks. I'm kind of repeating myself, but yeah, overall I'd say the rework is solid. The devs did say she's leveled out to about 47% win rate, which isn't bad. There's other heroes that have it worse, but it's hard to like buffer anymore for the high ranks without making her like more oppressive for the lower ranks, because people are struggling to deal with her. But in any case, to counter her, just turn around, my friends. That's it. Do the best you can to turn around and chase her. She's not a tracer that can triple blink out and recall to a health pack. She has one translocator and a little bit of stealth. Try to kick her out of it, and then she is screwed.